Hello, it's Cup. Today we're gonna go over farming rainbow goblins. First off, why do we farm rainbow goblins? We farm the rainbow goblins because they open a portal to Whimsydale. In Whimsydale, you can get the cosmic wings, which are very sought after. Is a very rare transmog, and a lot of people are looking for the spectrum sword, which is the rainbow sword, as you might know. So a few important notes to know is the rainbow goblins cannot spawn in Nephilim and Greater Rifts, so do not even attempt to farm them there because they will not spawn. There can only be one, I repeat, one instance of Whimsydale per game. So let's say you find a rainbow goblin early on, it opens the portal, you clear it. Don't even look for a second one, because even if you would find one, it will open up the portal, it will bring you to the same part that you already cleared. It's a waste of your time. If you do it together with other players, they don't have to be in the same map when you kill the goblin, they just have to be in the same game. As you can already see, like, there's some background footage of me farming rainbow goblins myself. I have some routes that I personally like. I know there are like several popular routes. There are people that do like a certain route because that's where they have found rainbow goblins in the past. It's various reasons, but I will share my personal favorites with you today. Before we go over that, a little background info on the two items we're looking for, which is the cosmic wings and the spectrum sword. So the spectrum sword, it drops both in Whimsydale and Whimsyshire. Whimsydale is the area that opens from the rainbow goblin, from the portals. Whimsyshire is the instance you can open with the Staff of Herding, which is a staff that you can craft by searching like a little bit of Easter egg materials, but it's a different instance. Very important to know. So Spectrum can drop in both of them, and it's literally a random drop from elite mobs. Cosmic Wings, however, can only drop in Whimsyshire, which is the instance spawned by the Rainbow Goblins. So the Staff of Herding is not going to help you. On top of that, it will only drop from a specific elite NPC called Princess Lillian. Princess Lillian is a unique unicorn NPC that has a 1% spawn rate. So it's very difficult to even get there. There's a low chance of even getting a rainbow goblin, and even if you get one, there's a 1% chance that the NPC spawns. On the bright side, when the NPC spawns, there's a 100% chance she drops the wings. So if you kill her, you get the wings. Guaranteed. So on paper, if we look at it, you should encounter her once every 100 rainbow goblins, which is already not easy, but let's be realistic. It's probably gonna take you longer. A lot of people that I know have been playing the game since release and still do not have the wings. So you're up for a long grind, and it's not gonna be easy. So now that we have all that out of the way, let's go over some of my favorite areas. So let's start with Act 1. So Act 1, one of my the most favorite areas that I go to is, first of all, the Royal Crypt. It's a small area with a pretty decent chance of a goblin there. Just take a speed build and go through these areas. I've been using the Ina Mystic Ally Monk with a Ingium in the cube, so that if I kill an elite packet, it'll make me go even faster. In the background footage, I'm using Fire Ally. I would suggest, if you run this build, to go for Water Ally because of more AoE and more speed. So the Royal Crypts is a fast one. After that, I usually go to the Cathedral level 1, and I move backwards towards Leoric's Passage. You can usually find a goblin in the Cathedral level 1 and in Leoric's Passage. They both have a pretty high chance. Another option is to go to Leoric's Passage from the Old Ruins waypoint, but you cut out of the Cathedral level. And the last one in Act 1 that I love and is a very popular one is the Cave of the Moon Clan level 1 and 2. This is a cave that spawns in the Southern Highlands. So you take the Southern Highlands with waypoint, you move into the Southern Highlands and you look for the Cave of the Moon Clan, which is always there. So there's not a chance that it spawns, it's always there. So going up to Act 2, there's not as many. My favorite is the eastern and western channels in the Ancient Waterway. They both have 2 levels to them. There can spawn a goblin in each of those levels for a total of 4 in the Ancient Waterway. So clear those. Level 1 is kind of big. Level 2 is usually a very small one. So it's pretty easy to clear. Then we have the City of Chaldeum, which is the area where you go towards Belial at the end of the act. It's a very small area and you can scout it very, very quickly. And you can get a goblin there if you're lucky. Then if you want an additional area, you can check out Stinging Winds. You have a chance on a goblin, but it's a large area. You'll probably spend more time than you want in there. Moving on to Act 3. So Act 3, my favorite places are the Caverns of Frost level 1 and 2. This is a cave that doesn't always spawn. So you take the waypoint to the Bridge of Corsic and you start scouting the area ahead for caves. There is 2 caves that can spawn. One is the Caverns of Frost and one is the Icefall Caves. If, for example, you already have a bounty for the Icefall Caves, don't even check it out because the Caverns of Frost will not spawn. If you run into the Icefall Caves on your way scouting the area, just give up on the area. Icefall Caves is not really worth it. So just move on to the next. I usually check out the Core of Ariat, the area leading up to Asmodan. This is because it's once again a very linear map, which is always the same. So it's easy to scout, especially with a speed build. If you're lucky, you could find a goblin there. Then the Tower of the Damned and Tower of the Cursed used to be a very good place to farm. However, currently it's not as good as it used to be. This has to do with Blizzard noticing we were farming it. They apparently made some changes to it. It's not as good as it used to be. So I personally don't farm there, but it's worth checking out if you want to. Moving on to Act 4. Act 4 doesn't have many good maps, honestly. I just check out the Silver Spire level 1 and 2. Keep in mind that the Silver Spire 1 doesn't lead up to Silver Spire level 2. So once you clear level 1, zone into level 2 through your map. And as an additional one, I usually check out the Hell Rift level 1 and 2 because it's a small map, easy to scout. Now Act 5. This is where it gets juicy, boys. This is where it gets juicy. Act 5 has the Pandemonium Fortress level 1 and level 2. This is where it gets interesting. The Pandemonium Fortress levels either spawn no goblins or 2 goblins. So if you find 1 goblin, there is always another one. I would suggest going through these, but go through them fast. Just clear like half of it, 3/4 of it. If you don't find a goblin by then, go to the next one. Do this for both levels, and if you're very lucky, you would have found in a total 4 goblins over those 2 levels. So these are my current favorite spots to go for. If you find any good other spots, or you have a different route or whatever, make sure to leave it in the comments below. I would be happy to check it out, and who knows, maybe we can talk about it in the next video. That will be it for today. I wish you all a lot of luck finding those Rainbow Goblins and finding those transmogs in Whimsyshire or Whimsydale. And I will hopefully see you in the next video.